The search for truth has time and again drawn man's attention to the land of one of the most ancient civilizations of the world. The solutions to some of the profoundest mysteries of existence have laid themselves bare on the soils of this very land. India, the spiritual capital of the world, has been a shelter for seekers of truth since time immemorial. She has, since the beginning of time, been the breeding ground of saints, mystics, and enlightened beings. Hidden within the forests and mountains of the Himalayas, or preaching in broad daylight, these souls have forever been the torchbearers of truth and purity. It is as if God Himself has devised His divine play in various ages, in different forms and colors, through the lives of these great men. Far removed from the discerning eyes of the world, the 19th of November, 1916, saw the birth of one such immortal being, who would go on to spend the 69 remaining years of his life being a guiding lamp to seekers of truth. Unknown to the rest of the world, Swami Pabitrananda had dedicated his life to disseminating the ideals of Vedanta in the hearts of a handful of his disciples, fortunate enough to have come in contact with him. Born in a royal family of the Hooghly district of West Bengal, Swamiji excelled in academics, being a holder of a master degree in arts. A man of many talents, Swamiji had distinguished himself in the field of sports such as cricket and football, apart from being an extraordinary exponent of Indian classical music, especially Drupad. While still a student, Swamiji came in contact with Swami Vivekananda's brother, Mahendranath Datta, better known as Mahim Maharaj, who prophesied that the young lad would go on to become a spiritual giant later on in life. It was in Calcutta, while working in a multinational company, that Swamiji met his guru, Swami Krishnananda, for the first time at Varangal. Krishnananda Maharaj was a monk of the Ramakrishna order, a direct disciple of Holy Mother Sarada. The very sight of his guru transfixed Pabitranandaji in a state of trance, even as his mind was suddenly filled with intense apathy for the world. Judging his extraordinary merit, Krishnanandaji readily obliged and took him on as one of his disciples. In the initial years of his austerities, Swamiji spent considerable amount of time in the forests of Rakab in Purulia, before being sent off to Uttarkashi by his master for few more years. Thereafter, Swamiji immersed himself in intense sadhana, and in a few years, having mastered the skill of discrimination, attained the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest state of consciousness, or God realization. After spending some time at Ramakrishna Mission, Advaita Ashram in Varanasi, Pabitranandaji moved to a village in Purulia, where he lived on alms provided by two of his devotees, Anil and Sudhir. However, it was much later, while living in the house of Santosh and Parul Chakravarti in another part of Purulia, that people gradually started gathering all around him, attracted by his love and tranquil demeanor. Swamiji would elucidate the ideas of Vedanta in his inimitable style, even as men, women, and children would listen to him with rapt attention and awe. Many years later, as if to fulfill a divine prophecy, Swami Pabitrananda suddenly came to Janai, a village in the outskirts of Calcutta. The landlords of Janai, who were already acquainted with Swamiji from his early days, were great admirers of his singing. Pleasantly surprised to see him in the robes of a monk, they requested him to stay back and constructed an ashram for him. It was named Ramakrishna Tapovan. The whole village would come together in celebration whenever Swamiji came to Janai, even as an atmosphere of bliss would prevail in and around the grounds of the ashram. One of his foremost disciples was Shamal Banerjee, in whose house Swamiji had spent the last 12 years of his life.
বৈদ্যনাথজি আমার শিক্ষাগুরু প্লাস দীক্ষাগুরু। আমি ওনার কাছে 67 ফার্স্ট আমার সাথে সাক্ষাৎ হয়। তারপর ওনার সাথে গান বাজনা মানে আরম্ভ করি। 69 থেকে পুরোপুরি গান বাজনা মানে আরম্ভ করি। 69 থেকে 85 পর্যন্ত ফুল ফ্লেজের ওনার আমৃত্যু পর্যন্ত আমার গান শিখে গেছেন কিন্তু মানে এবং গান শিখেছে মানে উনি তো ইন্ডিয়ার মধ্যে ধ্রুপদী হিসাবে বিখ্যাত মানে তানসেনের লাস্ট ঘরানা ছিলেন। মানে ওনার কাছে যে গানের স্টাইল ওনার সব তানসেনের গান, ওনার যে গানের স্টাইল ইন্ডিয়াতে কোথাও এই গানের স্টাইল নেই কিন্তু ওনার মেইন ছিল সুরের মধ্যে একদম পুরো নিমজ্জিত হয়ে যায়, একদম পুরো ডুবে যায় এবং সে সুরের মধ্যে ডুবে যে আধ্যাত্মিক একটা সেন্স একান্ত গানের মধ্যেই কিন্তু ঠিক আধ্যাত্মিক পিওর মানে শুদ্ধ ভাব যেটা শুদ্ধ ভাবটা আসে। এই জন্যই বলতেন যে গান ক্লাসিক্যাল গান শিখতে হলে পুরো ব্রহ্মচর্যের দরকার এবং এমনভাবে তিনি ব্রিজটা ঘষতে তিনি টোটালি একদম সমাধিস্থ হয়ে যেতেন মানে টোটালি সমাধিস্থ হয়ে যেতেন যাকে বলে আমরা এমনি ভাষাতে বলে নির্বিকল অবস্থা আর কি সমাহিত হয়ে যেতেন নির্বিকল অবস্থা একদম পুরো বাইরে মানে ঘষতে বাস ওই শুধু ব্রিজটাতে শীষ কাজ লাগানো আছে কিন্তু পুরো সমাহিত হয়ে যেতেন সমাধিস্থ হয়ে যেতেন নির্বিকল অবস্থা হয়ে যেতেন অনেকক্ষণ প্রায় 2 ঘন্টা 2.5 ঘন্টা অবস্থা থাকতেন।
Perhaps his love for God found its highest expression in his music. Often, while in conversation with his disciples or seated alone in the balcony of his ashram, Swamiji would break into a song, merging gradually into samadhi, losing consciousness of his body thereof. It was in the year 1978, years after the formation of the Ramakrishna Tapovan in Janai, that a new chapter started unfolding in Swami Pabitrananda's life. A distraught soul in his late 30s, deceived and betrayed by society, and appalled by the inconsistency in the words and actions of man, was in desperate search for a guru. Having looked everywhere, the man finally sought refuge at the feet of Swami Pabitrananda.
জগতে চলতে গিয়ে লক্ষ লক্ষ লাঞ্ছনা গঞ্জনা সহ্য করে যখন পথ হারিয়েছিলাম, যখন পথ খুঁজছিলাম, তখন একটা আশ্বাস চাইছিলাম, একটা হাসি মুখের খোঁজ চাইছিলাম যে কোথাও একটা হাসি মুখ পাওয়া যায় কিনা। গুরুদেবের কাছে গিয়ে এই হাসি মুখের সন্ধান পেলাম, যার ফলে আমার পাগল হতে বেশি সময় লাগলো না। আমি পাগল হলাম কিন্তু ভগবানকে পাওয়ার জন্য নয়, ওই হাসি মুখ লাভ করার জন্য। আমি কেমন করে ওই রকম হাসতে পারবো, আমি তার কাছে গিয়ে পৌঁছালাম। মনে মনে শুধু একটাই প্রার্থনা যে আমি তোমার মতো কবে হাসতে পারবো, আমি হাসতে চাই।
The search for his guru was over. In his very first letter, Swamiji wrote, "I have immense faith in you and expect sure success in your life." This man would later come to be known as Bhagavan, the core and founder of the International Vedanta Society. Living far away in Assam, Bhagavan could not sit at the feet of his master and listen to his words. He therefore relied solely on letters written to him by his guru. In the 6 years that he accompanied him, Swamiji wrote a total of 53 letters to Bhagavan that contained the essence of Advaita Vedanta. Bhagavan devoted all his time and attention to the contemplation of these letters. His love for his guru surpassed everything else. Whenever Bhagavan visited Purulia, Swamiji would unfailingly wait to receive him at the station and accompany him back to the ashram. He had seen in Bhagavan the end to a lifetime of wait for the ideal receptacle that would carry forward the legacy of Sri Ramakrishna to the whole world. On the 15th of December, 1984, the seed of knowledge sown by Swamiji blossomed into the brightest flower in Bhagavan's heart as he attained the highest state of consciousness, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, by virtue of pure intellect and intense love for his master. Thereafter, in his very last letter, Pabitrananda wrote that Bhagavan was dearer to him than his life and instructed him to live his life for the sake of others. Towards the end of his life, Swami Pabitrananda was diagnosed with cancer. On the 20th of April 1985, in the wee hours of the morning, Swamiji passed away as silently as he had come to the world. Shattered and devastated, Bhagavan came running to the hospital, but it was already too late. Swamiji's mortal remains had long been cremated, and the last rites performed by his devotees. The final farewell was never to be.
ভালোবাসার সম্পর্ক বলতে গেলে আমি শুধু বলতে পারি এর তুলনা নেই। আমি যদি অমর হয়ে থাকি, গুরুদেবকে ভালোবেসে আমি অমর হয়ে থাকবে। গুরুদেব মারা গেছেন পরে সারাদিন কেঁদেছি। গুরুদেব মৃত্যুর পর যা রইল কিছুই রইল না, তিনিই নেই, তার ভালোবাসাই নেই, আর এই জগতের এই এত সম্পর্ক নিয়ে আমি করবো নাকি? এগুলো তো বাচ্চাদের খেলনা। শুধু গুরুদেবের সাথে আমার কি সম্পর্ক ছিল এটা বলবার না, তার সাথে আমার কোনো তফাৎ ছিল না, তাকে ভালোবাসার কোনো অভাব ছিল না। তিনি পাগলের মতো আমাকে ভালোবাসতেন এবং আমিও তাকে পাগলের মতো ভালোবেসেছি। আমরা জানতে চাইনি যে তিনি গুরু কি আমি শিষ্য কি তিনি গুরু, আমি ভগবান চাইনি। এখনো যদি আমাকে বলে আপনি কি ভগবান চান, আমি বলবো না, আমি আমার গুরুকে চাই।
In the year 1989, Bhagavan, as directed by his guru, went on to form the International Vedanta Society on the 19th of November, the birth anniversary of Swami Pabitrananda. The society was the culmination of a dream long cherished by Swamiji, that the knowledge of the true nature of his self shall help man discover eternal peace by setting him free from the fetters of his ego. Having spent an entire lifetime hidden from public attention, Swami Pabitrananda had silently set rolling a revolution that will one day change the face of this world. Bhagavan remained his parting gift to humanity.